There's a guy who quit his job and started one of the most boring businesses you've ever heard of. It now reportedly does $150,000 a month, and he runs it from Bali, from Tokyo, traveling the world, running it from anywhere. Then there's a college kid. Him and his friend started the same kind of business between classes. It hit $60,000 a month. They reportedly work on the business 5 hours a month. Backpacker, a college kid, different cities, the exact same business model. 100% remote and extremely boring. I run the same kind of business, and it's the exact same business model as the other two examples. And the reason that a college kid started this was the one business that worked for me. It has extremely low failure rate, making it very beginner friendly. This business model has almost no overhead, no trucks, no buildings, no equipment loans, no payroll. And this laptop is the only asset that my business owns. In this video, I'm going to explain what this business model is, how it works, and then I'm going to tell you 7 businesses that I would start with this model. Now, real quick, before we jump in, please remember, these are just my opinions. Just because you start one of these businesses doesn't mean you're going to be successful, doesn't mean you're going to make as much money as the examples in this video. So without any further ado, let's jump in. Remember the backpacker who quit his job and moved to Bali to run his company? His company is called Made This. It's a house cleaning company in Los Angeles. And here's how a guy in Bali runs a house cleaning company in LA remotely. The customers go to his website, pick how many bedrooms they have, the square footage of their house, bathrooms, any add-ons that they want. They see a price, they can book and pay online, similar to an e-commerce store, but for home services. As soon as they book, the job gets sent to a local cleaner in that area, a subcontractor. He just gets the customers, sends the job out to small local cleaners but are maybe not the best marketers and are looking for jobs. Neil finds the jobs and gives them to them. They take a cut and he takes a cut. That's the model. You create a local home service brand, a website, Google business listing, upfront prices, and online booking. Subcontractors, local pros in that service, do the work. This is similar to Uber, but for home services. Uber doesn't actually drive the cars. They get the customers and send subcontractors, the drivers, out to pick up the customers. And this works way beyond cleaning. I do this in junk removal. 2 college kids that I spoke about who were doing $60,000 a month, they did this with window cleaning. There are a ton of niches that this can be done in, which brings me to the list. So now I'm gonna jump into 7 niches, 7 businesses that I think are perfect to run with this business model. I'm gonna start with number 7, work our way down to number 1, my favorite one. The last one, if I was going to start over again, this is the business that I would do with this model. I think it is wide open in most towns throughout the country. And if you want more of these business ideas, I'll link down below a list of 35 niche businesses that I think are perfect to run with this model. There's a link, enter your email, and I'll send you over that list. Without any further ado, let's jump into these 7 businesses that I think are perfect to run with this model. So number 7 is the one we just spoke about, and that is house cleaning. This is probably the most popular version of this business. The great thing about a cleaning business, a house cleaning business, is you don't have to find a ton of customers. So the customers are recurring. Get a customer and it's like a subscription. They're paying you every single month. Also a lot of subcontractors that you can find for house cleaning businesses, small local house cleaners that are looking for more work and that you can onboard for this type of business. The one thing and why this one's number 7 is I think this is the most popular one, which means the most people are doing this model. There are going to be some competitors in most areas that either run this model or at least offer that upfront pricing. I wouldn't say that it's too saturated. I would just say it's a little more competitive, and you're not necessarily setting yourself apart with those upfront prices. Now, number 7, 6, and 5 are all going to be in the same kind of realm. So 6 is going to be a carpet cleaning company. Carpet cleaning I love because it's very high ticket. It's very easy to price out online upfront. You pick how many rooms you have, the square footage, and people could easily price that out online. There's a lot of small carpet cleaners out there that can be outsourced, and it is a recurring service. What I would do if I started a carpet cleaning company is get people on recurring contracts whenever possible, maybe come back every 6 months, every year, whatever it is, but have that recurring contract. Since it's such a high ticket service, there's a lot of room for margin in there. Number 5 is in the same cleaning realm, and that's a window cleaning company. So this is the one, the 2 college guys we spoke about who started their business. They started a commercial window cleaning business. They focused on commercial properties, so windows at offices and businesses where they need those cleaned on a regular basis. So people who get their windows cleaned at their houses, still an opportunity, but it's not nearly as recurring as a business. You can go in a city and build up a specific route of windows to be cleaned. You can have a single subcontractor go around to a lot of different locations for you. 4 is a large item moving company, so a niche moving company. So when I do junk removal, instead of just going after generic junk removal, which is very competitive, I go after specific terms, specific low competition terms that I can build pages around in each city and rank for. So this is things like couch removal in Boulder, Colorado, TV recycling in Boulder, Colorado, washer and dryer recycling in Boulder, Colorado. I build pages for each one of those in each city, and it's a lot easier to rank on Google when you have a very specific page for a very specific service that not a lot of people are building pages for. So I think number 4, you could do this with large item moving. There is a lot of keywords in the moving realm that are high search volume, meaning a lot of people are searching for them and they're very low competition. Things like piano moving, pool table moving, hot tub removal, piano removal, shed removal, and shed moving both have a ton of search volume and are extremely low competition. So things like pool tables, sheds, any large items, specific niche items that people are looking for are easy to price out up front. So you can find movers who already do that service, who are skilled at that service, subcontract them out to move that specific item. Number 3 is along the same realm of niching down, and this would be water heater replacement service and any other niche kind of handyman or plumbing services like that. Why I chose water heater replacement is water heater replacement gets an insane amount of search volume. It is one of the highest search volumes of any home service I've ever seen. It's over 100,000 people per month, and it's 119,000 people per month are searching for water heater replacement, which for a specific keyword like that is an insane amount of search volume. It's one of the highest I've ever seen, and the competition, the keyword difficulty to rank for that is 0. No one is targeting that specific service. People are offering that service, yes, but they're not targeting that specific service with content on their website, making pages for water heater replacement in Boulder, water heater replacement in Broomfield, water heater replacement in Arvada, making pages for each one of those services in each city. And the big differentiator there, I think if you can offer upfront prices that people can see and book online, they choose the size of their water heater, they choose the new water heater that they want, and then send that job out to a local plumber who is able to go do that service. Now, I had a quote for a water heater replacement from a major company locally, and they gouge people on prices. They prey on people who don't know how much it costs. I'm not talking just a little bit of gouging. They gouge people thousands and thousands of dollars. So upfront prices here is actually the most fair thing you can do for a customer. If they call a company like that and that company gouges them, they see what you charge online. You can be reasonable and still make profit on a water heater replacement compared to some of these other companies. So there is a lot of margin in that service, and I think there's a lot of value in offering that price upfront. So as I said, I think there's an opportunity to do this with water heater replacement and a whole bunch of other specific handyman and plumber services, things like garbage disposal replacement, toilet replacement, chandelier installation. There is a huge opportunity to go and target specific handyman and plumbing services in specific cities, build pages for those specific services, or build an entire website around that specific service and have upfront prices that people can book online and know exactly the service and the exact price that they're getting. Now, service number 2 is dog poop removal services. Now, I love this one because it's so simple. You can get your friend across the street to go start picking up dog poop for you, and it requires 0 skills. It's also a recurring service. People need that every week or 2 times a week, and there's actually a lot of money in this service. Crouppens Poop and Scoop, and I talk about her all the time. She says that when she started her dog poop removal company, she was able to make $100,000 a year doing it by herself. So there's a lot of money in picking up dog poop because it's such a recurring service, and these companies can crank out a lot of yards in a single day. So if they can get a route in a specific area and have a lot of houses in a single day, there can be a lot of revenue coming in from a single city, even from a single neighborhood. It's one of the simplest, I think, businesses to be able to find subcontractors for, build a brand around it, do upfront prices with, how many dogs do you have and how often do you want us to pick up the poop? And number 1, if I was going to start a business over again with this business model, the one that I think I would do, the one that's been on my mind recently, is gutter cleaning. Whenever I search gutter cleaning in cities throughout the country, there's a lot of small guys, which means that's great for subcontractors. There's a lot of subcontractors out there you can find, but nobody is offering upfront prices for gutter cleaning that you can book online, and that is a huge differentiator. That's what I saw in junk removal. That's what I was able to do there. Gutter cleaning lends itself perfectly to this. How many stories is your house? How many square feet is your house? And you can estimate the gutters on there, round up because you're offering convenience for booking online, and then upsell a discounted price for a recurring service. So maybe you do it 2 times a year, offer a discounted price to get them on a subscription basis. You go house to house to house. A way that I would get customers for this is I would get flyers with my face on it, a couple lines about my services there, and a blank section down below. I would walk around from house to house. I would look at the house and write a price that I would clean their gutters for on there. I would say, hey, I'm Tim. I do gutter cleaning. I can clean your gutters for $300, whatever. Text me and I can be there tomorrow, or text me and I'll come by this weekend. This personalized flyer approach works perfectly for anything on the exterior of homes. And the fact that gutter cleaning is a recurring service that you can do over and over and over again means you don't need a ton of customers to start getting people on a subscription service to have recurring revenue coming in. And you can walk around an entire neighborhood, hand out these flyers. I think that you could get a lot of customers signed up because no one is doing that. And the cool thing about gutter cleaning is that it lends itself perfectly to a whole bunch of other upsells that are high ticket. So you can do roof washing, window washing, you can do exterior pressure washing. There's a lot of services you could add on to this, but I think gutter cleaning is your in to the exterior cleaning portion of houses. It's also a simple service that really anyone can do with just some gloves and a trash bag if they want to get started. So I love gutter cleaning. If I was going to start over again, I see the opportunity in gutter cleaning. That's probably the remote business that I would start. So there you have it. There's the boring remote business model that has a very low failure rate. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, if you want more ideas, I have a list of over 35 businesses that I think are perfect to start with this model. I'll put the link in the description, and to your email, I'll send you over that list. You can try to find, a low competition niche in your area that you get excited about possibly running. I kind of explain what I would do with each one and how I would maybe price it out up front online, or how I would get customers. So if you want that list, link it down below in the description. Please remember, just because you start one of these doesn't mean you're going to be successful or make money. Doesn't mean you're going to make as much money as the examples in this video. So do your own research before you start a business like this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you got your, maybe your wheels turning on a type of remote home service business that you could start in your town. It's my favorite business model I've run, and that's why I've run it for over 15 years. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.